This is a bit of a difficult story to tell, to share, but I think it's one of those stories where when you don't think about it, you think it just doesn't happen or it doesn't exist out there. And in fact, it does. And there are people who find themselves in a situation like this and kind of at wit's end trying to figure out what to do. Jacques Comeau is a retired art therapist from Montreal. He is a quadriplegic. He uses a wheelchair. And he's reached a point now, and he'll explain why, where he says, okay, I've had enough. And I want to end my life. And medically assisted dying is available here. Why can't I do this? I want to do this. So let's find out why and more. Jacques Comeau is on the line. Mr. Comeau, thanks for your time today.
You're welcome.
I saw this story on CTV last week, and I'm sure for everyone else who saw it was quite moved by this.
Very moved.
I'm trying to understand, and please help me fill in the blanks here if I don't understand them. You're how old? You're 66. What age are you?
Yeah, 66.
Okay. Now, people would say 66, okay, you probably have many, many years to live, and I understand you're a quadriplegic and in a wheelchair. Why have
46 years now, yeah.
Okay. When and how did you arrive at the point where you said, it's enough?
The CLSC has had lots of issues with shortage of staff and so on, and they decided to rearrange the whole manner of working. And the new manner of working means that the people I've been used to seeing for the last 9-10 years in Montreal, who know what they're doing and can do everything properly, are no longer available to me. So they started sending me new people. One of my major routines is help me with my bowels in the morning. It's a 5-minute thing. It happens a couple times a week. And suddenly the people that were sending weren't able to do it. So I was getting up in my chair after they left and having, crap come out of my pants while I'm sitting in my chair, having pains all day long. And so I talked to the people, the directors at the CLSC, saying, look, this can't go on this way. And they're saying, oh, no, this is the way it is, and there's no choice. And you just have to get used to it. And there was no listening on their part at all. And I realized that, I'm just recently retired. I live a very active life. I travel a lot. I work a lot. I'm still working now, even though I'm retired. And if I can't leave the house, not being sure that I'm not going to have an accident in my pants, and smell up the whole place that I'm around, I choose not to live like that. I can't live that life. I mean, what's the other option? Wearing a diaper and sitting in front of the TV all day long? That's not the kind of life that I've lived, and I haven't worked as hard as I have all my life to have to be stuck doing that. So I just decided that the only other option was to look at the idea of assisted suicide. And so I made an application to the program, and in the middle of getting that evaluation done.
I need to ask, because people are hearing this for the first time and sensing the fact that this is unbelievable. The fact that you just described yourself, you have an active life, you still have a job, you're still working despite having been in a wheelchair for so many years. When the CLSC said to you, no, we can't give you back the people we had given you before who knew how to deal with this and were ready to do it and had done it, what was their reasoning?
There wasn't. It was a very bizarre situation. They kept, trying to be like, oh, we're here to help you, and we're hoping you wanted to be happy, and this and that. Listen to what you're saying. Maybe we could do that, but then they wouldn't do anything. It was a very bizarre situation. It's as if they were just totally ignoring the situation and never looking for a solution. And when I saw these new changes coming to the whole program, I made some recommendations to them that would be easy to do. I mean, I worked for 15 years in HR. I've been in a wheelchair for 46 years. I worked 10 years at the rehab center, so if anybody could figure out a solution, I had a pretty good chance. And they just didn't want to hear it. I mean, it made total sense. It fit their requirements, but no, this is what we're doing. And despite the problems that I had with the first visit, they just kept going the same way anyway. So, I just felt like there was nothing that was going to fix this.
So this was not about money specifically? Nothing, we can't afford to do this? They were paying for it before.
It doesn't cost them anymore. It's just that their people, their staff are laid out differently now with the new program. They have what they call little bubbles, like Lachine Dorval is their area, rather than having all the employees doing Lachine Dorval. 4 employees did St. Pierre, 6 employees did between 1st and 7th Avenue, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And if it didn't fit your need, well, tough luck.
I just find it totally and completely unacceptable and utterly heartbreaking. You had a happy life. It wouldn't take that much for you to be happy again. I'm wondering, you said you're in the process of the assessment. Now that you've gone to the media, has there been any change or any efforts to try to fix this?
Yes, I actually reached one of the bosses of the bosses, who was actually my occupational therapist years ago, and he knows me. And he had a call with the CLSC, and they're here now actually discussing. I think we may have found some solutions.
Oh, yeah?
You can't get a direct response from them, but it looks like we found a solution. They're going to send me something by mail to confirm it, so maybe this problem is being taken care of.
Are you being looked after in the meantime?
Yes. I mean, I've had to skip a few of my sessions, which scares them because they don't want me getting injured more than I should be. Mm-hmm. But I have had a couple of times where I've said, look, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting you do that treatment for me. I don't trust you, so I've missed a couple.
Trust is everything. Again, it's about quality of life, right? And you need to be able to trust the people that are helping you. Are you feeling, how are you feeling, Jacques? Are you feeling hopeful?
Well, after this meeting today, I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. I think, we may have come to a solution. But like you said, it's trust. I mean, given the way they've been acting this whole time, I'm hesitant to believe it. But, I think maybe we're back on track.
I need to ask the question because as I'm hearing you explain this, I can't help but think you went to the media, and Natasha just asked you if that helped, and apparently it has. Was this idea about taking it to the level where you're going to ask for medical aid in assisted dying, were you trying to make the government, the CLSC in this case, feel guilty enough that they would do something, or were you actually thinking of this?
I was actually thinking of it. I was convinced. I decided, they're not going to change because they weren't giving me any regional responses to my questions. I could see they weren't going to change, but I thought, I can't live like this. And so, honestly, I went online and looking at ways to commit suicide. I was at the point, I can't do this anymore. And then I saw the thing about assisted suicide. I thought, that makes much more sense. It's safer, it's easier, and hopefully my friends and family will understand a bit more because you have no idea how hard it is. I mean, before it came out on the news, I had to tell all my friends and family that I put in a request for assisted suicide. I mean, that hurts people, and I felt so selfish to put all my family through this. But, I didn't have any choice.
Well, what did they say to you when you told them this? I mean, it's as big a shock as you could get.
Yeah, most of them tried to convince me otherwise. They said there must be some other solutions to the problem than that, and but they did understand where it was coming from for the most part, so that's good.
I just want to say, in my opinion, it is not selfish. Again, it's your quality of life, it's your dignity, and it's something that can be given to you and can be fixed. And so to me, I understand your desperation, and thank goodness that you've gone to the media and there's been a bit of a change, Jacques.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Yes.
I'm wondering, too, as far as the timetable here goes, you've already taken the first steps to go ahead and do, to this eventuality if need be.
Yeah.
Have you set sort of a schedule in your mind? Like, when are you going to give them to before you say, hey, I wasn't kidding. This is what I'm really going to do if you can't find it to give me what I need?
Well, I mean, I've scheduled, my first evaluation is Wednesday, and I'm going to go through with that until I'm convinced everything is settled. Okay. I mean, I think there are people who are thinking that it's a technique to try and, push them to changing something. But, I've made it clear to everybody, I'm going through with this. If it isn't fixed, it's not my choice, but what I have to do. So,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully don't prove it.
Does it also make you wonder, like, how many other people may have found themselves in a similar situation that you've been in?
Yeah. It's just insane, and I'm not typically a selfish person because I worked for 10 years helping other people, who are newly disabled, dealing with it. But I have to deal with me with this one time, and it's just about me. So, I mean, I'm aware there's other people getting involved, other issues with the CLSC, and, if my changing things can help them as well, I'll go along with it. But this is one time in life when I've just tried to focus on me.
Jacques,
that's okay. It's
your
life.
It's beyond okay. As Natasha said, it is your life. You do whatever you need to do. That dignity that apparently they want to deny you. And again, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I do hope that this gets resolved, and I do hope that if it does, you can get back in touch. We can get back in touch with you just to let people know, because I'm sure it's a pretty heartbreaking situation right now. Jacques, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
Take good care. There you go.
I mean, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him for not accepting the situation that was foisted upon him.
And I don't care if it's a squeeze play. It's like you said, it's your life. If they can't get off their administrative butts and do something about this, then what the hell? This is not someone complaining for the sake of complaining. This is his life.
Yeah.